Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
That's the sword you gave Chapu.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
You really don't need all that luggage.
They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Okay, off we go.
Okay, welcome back, you guys. It is your boy Wolverine with another episode of Final Fantasy X. So we are starting off our journey, and we just got a cool sword. Let's see if we can look at it, because it's awesome. Where is it? Sword Brotherhood gives you +5 strength. Now, basically, in terms of switching out weapons, you can switch out whatever weapon you want to on any character, but you do not want to switch Brotherhood out ever, because it's just awesome. But you remember that Rod of Wisdom we had? Yuna actually uses it, and it gives us a +8 magic and sensor, which allows us to see how much health an enemy has. And, you know, +8% magic deals more magic damage.
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
Alright, so basically right now we're going to go through a series of fights in which they're going to teach us, you know, the proper style of combat. Each character is very good against certain types of enemies, and we're coming across them as we go to the boat. So generally anything that looks like a dog or a wolf or whatever, like this little coyote thing right here, or a dingo. Generally you fight coyotes, but it's basically a dog-like monster thing. So Titus is very well equipped to defeat them easily.
No problem!
And
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer! My kind of customer.
so Waka is good against flyers. And I need to charge my control, or else it's gonna die on me in the middle of this. Okay. Alright, so Waka's good against flyers. So with his magic ball of Captain America returning abilities, he just smacks it and it comes back. This is pretty much only because Waka has very high accuracy, so he can easily hit flying enemies, unlike everybody else in the party that you'll pretty much ever get. Magic is also good. Magic is basically good against everything. And we will get to magic in a little bit. So, walking up the hill. Oh wait, cutscene. Hold on. We're going to get to a cutscene real quick. In a minute. Or we'll get into a fight. Now we get into
trouble.
Ha! Watch this!
Told ya, only magic can beat that thing. If you can't beat them down, you gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
Like I said, sexy Lulu. No, that doesn't mean that Riku and Yuna are nice. Having dreams about girls. I didn't say anything about that, but yeah, dreams. Anyways, Titus is, I don't even think he's have a girlfriend before, but it's funny. Anyway, so magic has elements. They are fire, water, thunder, and ice. Lightning, whatever. I didn't read it without looking. Fire is good against ice, and lightning is good against water, and water is good against fire, and you know, basic element stuff. If you played Pokemon, you know how it goes. You should know.
Spells of ice work well against fire fiends, and ice fiends are weak against fire magic. You follow?
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend,
Which means we go to black magic and use thunder. Now also, oddly enough, I do not know whether ice and water do double against fire all the time. I think it may work like that, but we'll see. Anyways, so generally if you come across any of these little flan things or element type monsters, they really can only be defeated by an element of something they don't like. Just like that. And Manosphere. We'll get to spheres later, but there's seriously about to be a cutscene. Now.
Take your time.
Let's get going, man.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
This should be... yeah, here's another one.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chapu didn't pray that day. Said he'd miss his boat.
Yes, you should pray. Seriously. You don't want to end up like Chapu.
That should do it.
Okay, and there's a save right there. And we are taking the... I think we're taking the long path? I don't know. Both of these paths are very long to get to where we're supposed to be going. Doesn't matter. So, let us go and learn more about fighting. Yes, there's a lot more. Glitch! And, ooh. We're about to have fun. Remember Dragoons? Yeah. So yeah, now we are in the middle of a fight with this guy, who we don't know. So it's question mark guy until we find out. But since we got an overdrive, I say we make use of it. Also, I told you guys you can get more overdrives. I don't know if I told you exactly how, but for Titus, in order to get more of his overdrives, you actually have to always use his overdrive. So pretty much whenever you get it, you kind of want to use it. Doesn't really matter when, just as long as you use it and it hits. So let's do spiral cut on this guy. Oh crap. Damn it, I screwed up. No! Yeah, that's bad. That was really bad. I don't know, I was nervous. I was scared. And yep, Dragoon jump. Yeah, screw you, Kamari. I think if you just keep hitting him, yeah, fight's over.
That's enough.
What's with that guy?
Kimari Ronso, of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kumari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
Huh.
Oh, we got another sword. Like I said, don't ever switch out Brotherhood. But we got another one of those weird glyph thingies back here, but I skipped it because of whatever. Something is written here. Kilika. And usually after you learn a couple of the primers, you can pretty much figure out what things are saying. Kilika and Bikanal are something with the something. Anyways, there's 2 save spheres, but we can't get to either of them, and there's a chest up there, and we can't get to that either. That's way later. Talking about like 40-something hours into this game. Yeah, 40 hours, guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun. That doesn't mean total. Total, we got like 60, more than that, maybe.
Flyer! That's your department, right?
True. But, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
Alright, now we get into switching members in battle. Since we do have 4 party members and only 3 can be on the field at the time, you can switch out your party members. You can do this with no penalty. And they're going to force you to switch out Titus for Yuna. Usually I wouldn't switch Titus out for...
Real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
She's just like, okay. Anyways, I wouldn't... Excuse me. I would not switch Titus out for anything, pretty much. So only Yuna can do summons because she is the summoner. Makes perfect sense. Now, her overdrive is pretty much called Grand Summon. And I'll get into Grand Summon in a little bit. Your Aeons take damage when they hit 0 health, then they are dismissed and everybody else comes back on the field. If the Aeon dies, that does not mean that you lose the game. So you'll be fine. And if you go to save spheres, Aeons get their health back too. Now, Yuna's overdrive is called Grand Summon. And I'll explain Grand Summons in a minute after we do this cool summon. Valfor. Yes, Valfor is quite important. Oh, dude, I totally forgot. Eventually I'll do a cut, and there's we'll get to it later. I'll explain to you what you guys are talking about. So you see that the bar under Valfor, every Aeon has an overdrive meter as well. When Yuna does her overdrive called Grand Summon, she basically summons the enemy. She summons the Aeon with its overdrive intact. So it's a really good thing to have. And do we know? We do not know what this thing is weak against. We just know how much health it has. So basically, you can experiment with whatever abilities that Valfor has. You can use that move. You can do some black magic. You can use fire. Valfor is very well rounded in terms of what it can do. I believe it can learn all elements and do quite a lot of attacks. Mostly, I think it. Let me see. So Valfor is different from most people. Most people, they either. Oh no, I think everybody gains overdrive from attacking and defending. That's normal. Or no. Only Aeons get overdrive from attacking and getting hit. Everybody else, they have to get hit in order for it to go up, unless you have the different type of overdrive meter gauge thing. So sadly, I don't think I'm gonna be able to show off. Let's see if I use Sonic Wings here. I shouldn't kill it, and it should be able to hit me one more time, but it's gonna die either way. Doesn't matter. So it is boom. Oh, look at that! It survived, and I have an overdrive. But is it worth it to use this overdrive on this thing when it's pretty much dead? No, it's not. Not even for the sake of coolness. And Aeon whoops all kinds of butt. Booty butt shakes. Booty butt shakes. Anyways, so yeah, I'll show you the overdrive of that. But what I was trying to get at when I said I was going to do a cut was that Valfor is actually one of the few Aeons, actually I think it's the only Aeon, that can learn 2 overdrives.
Another one of those. No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say goodnight, birdie.
Now, the way to get the extra overdrive for Valfor is you have to do some special stuff over in Besaid, but I'll probably do that at the start of the next episode, so don't worry about it. And let's see, skill. Okay, so now we're getting into how we can take down this gigantic thing without the use of Aeons. So Wakka has skills, and he has different types of attacks that he can learn eventually. Right now he has Dark Attack. Dark Attack inflicts darkness, and what darkness does is that it causes cloudiness in the eyes, so the enemy pretty much won't be able to hit you, and you can just wail on it. It's very, very useful. Now, since Yuna is a summoner, she's pretty much only good for summoning until later. And this is where we get into, you see how that attack just totally missed everybody? That's the beauty of darkness. So, but Yuna is a white mage, she can heal everybody, but we don't need to be healed right now. And I don't feel like doing the summon, because I want to show off this tactic for fighting. But Yuna can learn black magic, but that's through a whole entire different process, and we won't be able to get to it until later. So don't worry about it for now. Let's go ahead and hit this thing. Actually, you know what? No, let's do cheer. Cheer will raise your party's strength and defense. I mean, you don't really need to do it, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to do it every now and then. And then let's just attack. Now be mindful that the darkness effect lasts for 3 turns. So whenever you notice that there's no more of that little black cloudy stuff around its eyes, you want to inflict darkness on it again. And that's pretty much it. And now we just keep wailing on it. How much health does this thing have? We do not know, do we? Huh. That's nice. Okay, let me hit this thing. And then let me switch out Lulu and show you guys. Actually, Lulu and Yuna are very much the same. This is what they do if they don't use like magic or whatever. Let's have Lulu attack. Look at this. 33 attack. That's pretty much what Yuna would do. Actually, I'm pretty sure Yuna would do like 10 attack. So yeah. You really don't want them to attack with their whatever the heck they have on them, because it's really barely going to do anything noteworthy. And then let me see. Now there is a benefit to having Yuna on the field, because you can just bring her in and be like, how much health does this thing have? Not very much. And like I said, you can switch as many times as you want to. I could switch between Yuna and Lulu like 50 million times and still be okay. So let's hurry up and kill this thing. It would be hilarious if that little Moogle killed it. But Titus is going to kill it. Okay, so now that we got that done, and again, there's another save sphere that we can't get to, like I said, later in the game. This is a very long game, there's a lot of content in it, and that's partly the reason why I like it. I believe this is the last scripted battle. And this is basically like a summation of everything you've learned. So, how do you take these guys out? You use Titus to attack that, you use Waka to attack the bird, and then you get Lulu to use Thunder on the water flan. And be careful, water and ice do have the same, they're both bluish color. It's just a different shade, different shade, there we go. So be careful with that. And let's get going. I believe that we're pretty much done with all the fights, I think. And there you go, see? Taking this way is pretty much the shortcut than taking the whole waterway. And we are at the beach. And let's go ahead and save real quick, because this is pretty much going to be the last time we come to be saved for a long time. Oh, but I really should do that one thing before we go. So, you know what, guys? I'm going to go through a very long process of going to go get that thing for the extra overdrive for Valfor, and I will be back. I will do a magical cut, and we shall be where we need to go. So, see ya. Okay, you guys, we are back in Besaid. Now, what you need to do in order to get the second overdrive for Valfor is you come over here into the item shop and talk to this little lady over here. And oh, you can buy weapons. Look at that. Like I said, don't buy anything from there. You can buy a Powerball, which wouldn't be too bad. Hey, yeah, let's do that. Powerball, let's get this thing. Seeker Shield, why not? Oh, I may not have needed to get that. I totally didn't check. Oh well. Let's get that, and then for this one. Yes, equip. I'm not trying to make myself broke. So here we go. So after you talk to her and you buy stuff from her, she'll say something about, you know, her dog dug something up, and she was like, I wonder what it is. So you have to go outside. You gotta go find the doggy. So this one in right here, I believe it's the one we never went into, or one of the ones we haven't gotten into. Yeah, it's right here. I remember the sound. And there's a doggy. You talk to the little doggy, and it's be like, oh, I have something in my mouth, something mangled and slobbery. Valfor learned Energy Blast, and that's pretty much all you got to do. So let's go ahead and cut back to the beach. So cut away. Okay, and we are finally back to the beach. For you guys, that was probably like a second. For me, that was probably like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer than that. It's probably 5 minutes going, 5 minutes going back, so like 10 minutes total. Anyways, with that, I'm going to call it here, and next episode we will finally begin our journey and remind myself to make sure to check all the stats, because we gained a bunch of levels, and we'll do some leveling up when we come back. Anyways, that is all for this episode. Oh, also, make sure you guys to get that extra overdrive before you get on this boat. If you don't do it, then you will have to wait a long time before you can get that extra overdrive. So make sure you do it, or else you're going to regret it. There are a couple things in this game that you can do only at certain times. You can probably make up for that and get it later, but you really want to get it at the time that you can get it. So don't miss over anything that I say you should go get. All right? Okay, cool. So I will see you guys in the next episode. All right, peace.